What's up, gang? Welcome back to my YouTube. I post 3 times a week, 8 p.m. Central Time, 1 a.m. GMT. Make sure you're there. Click that subscribe button, girl. Okay, so we got an unboxing for you guys. I got some drill bits. I got some Aimeili top coat. Got some Krypton drill bits. I have got some pretty little thin art brushes for you guys, showing you guys the wrong end, but it's okay, it's okay. So, oh, and we also have some nail files. I have 240 by 180 and 180 by 100. 2 Modelones, Polygel, apricot and clear, and that's it for the unboxing. Now I'm just taking off my old set that I did, and I didn't film this, which I'm so sorry for you guys, because look at that marble. Just look at it. So freaking cute. I absolutely am in love. Like, oh, guys, so good. I love it. Anyways, we're going to get into the video today, and I'm going to show you guys how I pop these tips on. And these are the Maychao tips, full cover tips, and I just take the cuticle bit off and basically use them as a half tip. So once I've cut off that cuticle bit, I then take my hand file and I just shapen it up, just because the cutter leaves quite a blunt cut, and I just want to make it nice and smooth. Also, guys, if you're struggling to be able to differentiate the difference between the grits on a nail file, just take the file and rub it against your skin like this, and you'll be able to feel the difference. Just a little tip. So I like to cut my brown clips down. You don't have to do this. That's just me being extra. Once I've cut them off, I then straighten them up, because it's going to leave like a ridge and it's not going to be very straight. So you just want to straighten that up. You don't have to do this step, but I just kind of like to imitate a real person as much as I can, and this makes me feel like I'm actually working on a real person. Once I have straightened up the brown clips, I then roughen up the natural nail. If I was doing this on a client, I would use my drill, but because I'm working on this practice hand, I like to use my hand file, because I think it gets it more gritty. Whenever I've attempted to roughen up the tip with my with my electric drill, I can never stick the tips on. They don't stick. And I think it's because the drill isn't roughening it up enough. So I like to go in with my hand file. I use the 100 grit sides, and I just really roughen up that brown clip. I don't make this pretty. I don't make it look all nice or whatever. I just roughen it up. Just roughen it up, girl. Now, I just took a little bit of my brush on glue and I applied it at the very tip of the brown clip, and then I took my tip and I just rocked it on. As you can see, it just stays there. And then I take a little bit more glue and I apply it on top. I let that dry while I go ahead and do the other 4 fingers. Sorry, 3, because I can't count. So, and then I take my hand file and I just basically perfect that shape some more. You don't have to do this step. Again, I'm a little bit extra. I think it's because I'm a beginner. I try my best to, I think I do double steps. That's what Young Nell said in their video, that, a lot of beginners will double step and do a lot of steps, do a lot of repeat steps that they don't need to do because they're beginners. And I can see myself doing all of that. So, yeah. I mean, I'll get there eventually, you know. So I'm just taking my 240 grit file and I'm just basically blending the tip into the natural nail. And I like to make sure that it's fully blended, because especially when working with these Maychao full cover tips, they're a lot thicker than the normal tip. So I think you kind of have to work a little bit harder to blend it in because they're so much thicker than normal tips. But when I've tried to apply normal coffin nail tips onto this practice hand, it never sticks. So that's why I use the McCart coffin tips, because it works for me and it works with this practice hand. And I haven't had no struggles or problems sticking these tips on. So I'm going to stick with what I know, you know? So I'm going to shut up now because I think you've heard enough of my voice. You've heard enough of my voice. So I will come back in a little bit later, but I'm just going to let you guys watch this bit. And yeah, peace. After I pat this bead in and make sure it's nicely blended, I go in and give it a final cure, and then we're going to move on to the next finger. So, oh, I also removed that tacky layer before I move on to the next finger, just in case like any fluff gets caught on the tacky layer, you know what I mean? So now I'm going to go in with the next finger, and I think I'm going to apply less product on this finger, because on that index one, I think I just got a bit excited again, and I used a bit too much product personally. I think I can file it down, so it's not too bad, but that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reduce the filing process. We're not trying to make really thick nails and sit there and spend hours filing. We're trying to have a good, we're trying to understand how much product is needed on the nail so that we can reduce that filing process as much as possible. You know what I mean? So on this nail, I decided to go in with a bit less product, because I think I was just adding too much product at the tip, and that was just making the nail thicker and thicker. So yes, we're gonna do a smaller bead on this now. I'm still gonna kind of do the same method I did before. I'm working the product down the middle of the nail. I pat down the sides just to make sure that my side walls stay thin, because you don't want too much product at the side walls. And then you bring that product down, patting it in, just to make sure that all that product that you're putting at the side wall stays nice and flat. I scoop off any excess product that I don't need, and I put it at the top of the nail, because I do not like to waste product. So yeah, I'm gonna do this nail without curing. I did the first nail and I cured the beads in between, but you can also build the nail like acrylic and leave the polygel wet if you want to. You don't have to cure in between. You just have to work with very light strokes, very, very light strokes. If you brush your brush too hard, because it's polygel, it will ruin that shape. It's not acrylic, it's not drying as you're working with it. So if you are going to use the method where you don't cure in between, you have to be very delicate and gentle with your brush. Can you see I'm not curing? I'm going in with another bead of polygel, uncured. This is wet polygel that I'm working with. The polygel is still wet. And I just begin patting that bead into the other one. I push it up and I blend at the same time. And I'm using very light strokes, guys. I'm not applying too much pressure, which is why I'm not messing up the formation of I'm not messing up that formation that I created. Very light strokes. You see? Now I'm going to go in with that final bead. As you can see, I have not got my light out yet. I still haven't cured it. It's a little bit tricky to get in there because obviously the polygel is wet. So it is a little bit tricky. And it takes a bit of practice. but give it a go. You know, if it messes up, it's not the end of the world. You can always pick up the brush and try again. You know, just because you messed up today doesn't mean you can't be better tomorrow. You know, I always say that, because like so many people are so harsh on themselves, and it's like they do one bad nail and then give up with nails for the rest of their life. And it's like, personally, I think that's too harsh on yourself. You haven't even given yourself time to perfect your craft. Like, you did it once or twice and it didn't go as to planned, and then you gave up. You have to work at something. You have to like push. You can't let your mistakes define you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not gonna become a TED talker and start inspiring you guys. I'm just gonna let you guys watch the video. I'm gonna shut up now and let you guys just watch the rest of my application. I wasn't even gonna include the whole of this footage, because I thought, oh my god, who really wants to sit down there and watch a 57-minute video of me doing nails? But hopefully someone wants to watch this. I pray and hope, I pray, I hope and pray. whenever I finish my application, I always look at the nails like, right, what did you do well, Paris, and what could you improve on? And as you guys can see on that side wall, it's looking very, very, very thin. But on this side, I did that. It's quite full. So side walls is something that I think I need to work on. I think the structure of this nail was really good. It's quite thin by that cuticle area, and it does that swoop down, you know. This pinky finger, I did that, yo. I did that. Look at that. Yo, looking good. You know? I think the index finger as well looked alright, but look at this. Look at this. Look at this lumpy piece of something, guys. How did I not see this? I'm so glad I twisted the nails to the side, because had I kept looking at them from the front, I would never have seen this, because from the front, it looked fine. You see? From the front, it looked fine. This is why it's so important to twist your hand and your fingers at different angles so you can see things that you can't see from a different angle. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to have to go in with another bead of polygel so that we can fix that lump, because if this was a client, I would not let her walk out of my chair with her nails looking like that. That is rude. That is disrespectful. I couldn't let her pay me if I did that to her nails. You know, that's just a disrespect in my opinion. So even though this isn't a client, I like to treat my practice hand as if it is a client. So we're going to go in and we're going to fix that lump. And as you guys can see, I'm dragging from the bottom of the bead. This is so important, because if you drag from the top, you will flatten out your apex. So it's very important to drag from the bottom of the bead, not the top. And it's easier for you to do this when you use the body of your brush. You know, as you can see, I'm using that bit of my brush by the silver bit. I'm not using the tip of my brush. I'm using the body of the brush by the silver bit, you know? That's the part of the brush that I'm using the most to blend that bead down. And when I turn this nail to the side, you will see that we fixed that lump, you know? Because there was just a slight dip by the cuticle area. You see? You see how it comes together now? There's no more dip in the nail. So when I file that, that's gonna be nice and smooth. Yeah, these are the nails after application. Looking kind of cute, I can't lie. Now I'm going in with some like alcohol spray. It's a spray bottle. Alcohol that my girlfriend got me. I don't even know where she get it from. Work. She got it from work. So now I'm just using my duster to swipe. Yeah, using my swipe young nails. You know, you could tell I watch young nails videos. Anyways, my swipe. I'm going in with my swipe, and I'm gonna swipe away the dust. And I think using swipe is so important because it really helps to make the nail dust free. You know. Now I'm gonna go in with my hand file and perfect that shape. And guys, I don't know about y'all, but I think personally, for nails that haven't been filed yet, I don't think the application was too bad. I think that application was looking quite on point, you know, considering I hadn't even filed yet, you know. The nails were looking crisp. You can see that that's a coffin shape. I haven't lost my shape during my application process. Guys, this is by far my best work in regards to application anyways. Like, I don't think I've ever done the application this nice. Like, I still have some work to do. I've still got some stuff to work on, but I'm still impressed with how far I've come. If you guys go on my YouTube channel, you guys will be able to see my old videos, so you will be able to see where I started from, because I started doing nails on YouTube. So you guys will be able to see the very first nails that I did, the very first time that I worked on this practice hand, the very first time that, you know, I worked on the practice hand that I made. Like, you guys will be able to see this journey because it's all on my channel. Like, you know what I mean? I started nails on YouTube. So you guys are literally watching the growth happen with me, you know? I mean, not physically, because I'm at the moment my videos don't really get no views, but I will get there. I will get there eventually at some point, I hope. Alright, so now we're gonna get into the most interesting part of the video, which is the nail design. And I am doing a full French tip on this set. I wasn't gonna do full French. I was just gonna do a French on like 2 of the fingers and then do something different on the other 2, but I thought it looked weird, so I was just like, do you know what? Let's just go in for full French. This is my first time doing a completely full French tip. I think I've done it once before, but one of the nails, I think I made it like a glitter French tip. So, but this is the first time where I've completely done a set as a full French tip, no rhinestones, no nothing, just an application, a gel design, and top coat. So yeah, for my first attempt at this design in particular, I don't think I did too bad. Especially it's my first time using these brushes as well. I've never worked with those brushes before. So they are a bit new to me, and I do think it takes a little bit getting used to, because I didn't realize that I didn't need to apply as much pressure as I was applying. I think I was applying too much pressure for how thin the bristles were on the brush. Yeah, you need to glide with those brushes, and I don't think I've grasped the gliding motion as of yet. So yeah, you really need to be gentle when you're using those thin art brushes. You can't be applying a load of pressure and expecting the line to come out really nice and straight. And the key is to be a feather. You have to be as light as a feather on the nail, and I think that's how you get those crispy lines, I think. Anyways, I'm going in with a second coat of color, and I first started doing it with my little thin art brush, and I don't know why I was doing that, and then I just went in with the, you know, the bottle brush, because it was just like, I've already got my outline. I don't know why I'm using that thin brush to try and apply a second coat of color. So yeah, yeah, I'm just going in with that product, and I'm just applying a second coat just to make that color more pigmented, and you know, all that it. The number one thing I think I need to work on my side walls, I always leave the side walls looking naked. Like, can you see that huge gap on the side? Like, why am I not filling it in, please? Like, I don't, even on the index finger, can you see how, like, translucent it looks? It looks like I haven't put enough product, and I keep doing that by my side walls, and I do that during my application process as well, and that's gonna make the nails weak if I don't put enough product by that side wall. Do you get it? Because if she only has product in the middle of the nail, then there's nothing holding her nail together if there's no product or not enough product at her side wall, which will, I'm creating weak nails during the application process, which is not what you want to do. And I do the same thing with my gel polish. I don't take it all the way around the side walls, and I just leave the product like in the middle, and I kind of forget about my side walls, and I need to stop doing that. Stop it, girl. Stop. Okay, so I decided to do the middle finger off camera because this video was getting long as hell. So now I'm just going in and doing that pinky finger, and I actually did this finger so sick, bruv. Oh my days. Like, first of all, I did it quite quick. Secondly, I did that deep French, yeah. I mean, I had to change it anyways, but I did it. I did the deep French, which I was gassed about. and you know, it just turned out so cute. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm to say at this point. um I don't know what to say, guys, so I'm gonna shush. If I don't know what to say, I take that as a sign to shut the hell up, okay? So I'm gonna shush, and I'm gonna come back when I've got something relevant to say, okay? Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate every single view that I get on this channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friend, tell a friend, girl, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you in my next one. Peace, girl.